Hello. 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 And welcome once again to Let's Play Dawntrail. I got it right the first time this time. We are making our way through the Dawntrail MSQ, or in this case, making our way through the first tier of the newest raid series in Dawntrail. The first wing of the Arcadion. They just released the normal raids, so this is not Savage Prog. I'm not gonna be streaming Savage Prog. But I figured this does have some story-related content to it, so I might as well give this a go. If you don't know what this channel is all about, this is typically a channel used for as a train decides to come right on by as I'm talking about this. This is typically a channel used for a Prog Reborn, though I haven't touched that in about a month. And a Prog Reborn is a progression-style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, where I go through patch by patch on a new character, trying to hit as many things in a patch as possible, but not a full completionist playthrough. Just sort of as I would play through content, like I would if I were playing on content, like I am with my main here. But this is part of my Let's Play series for the new stuff. I figured I'm gonna be doing it anyways. Might as well stream it, and it's gonna be many years before I get to this stuff again in the Prog Reborn series, so no need to worry about shorting myself, cutting myself off, stuff like that. I haven't seen anything about the new raid series other than what they have shown in live letters. I know that it's very like arena based, maybe even like wrestling based. It looked like there was some sort of like wrestling arena, or you were in some sort of like virtual coliseum kind of thing. Plus they hinted at what the Arcadion is at the end of the MSQ post credits sequence MSQ, as well as inside the MSQ. Talk about fighters in the Arcadion, and it was closed down due to Zoralja's need of the beast souls as part of his war of conquest. That is obviously done with. We're going to be seeing what we can do in the Arcadion, try and bring everyone's spirits up in Alexandria. And yeah, as far as what I've been doing in the intervening week since I completed the MSQ, I've been doing quite a bit of extremes. The first two trials were released for extremes, and I've done them. Where's my inventory? Let's see. What is that? 45 times across both of them. Haven't seen a mount yet, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Other than that, I've been leveling up various jobs. I've got Warrior, Dark Knight, Dragoon, White Mage, Scholar, Machinist, and Summoner came along with Scholar. Up to max level, plus my Botanist and my Carpenter is currently max level. Oh, wrong way. Currently max level for my hand and land jobs. I'll probably have some more thoughts on the other jobs as I get them closer. With patch 7.01, which was the release of the normal raids, I did kind of go through a little bit of a crisis on White Mage, considering they've just really smoothed out the Astrologian experience to a point where I wonder if there's really any reason to be a White Mage at this point, but that's probably a little too much to say that. And I haven't actually played, leveled up Astrologian. I'm working on Sage now as my next dungeon grinding job. Dancer and Viper are kind of my fates slash roulette jobs that I'm grinding up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on with the new raid. A new challenger appears. The stylish stranger is eagerly looking about. I think I gave him just a deep southern voice at the end. I've found you at last. You, my good sir, were born to be a star. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Madam, head of strategic management at Ascension Arcadia, the premier enterprise for entertainment in the Solution 9. Our flagship facility is the Arcadion, a combat arena, and it is there that we host the Ascension Arcadia Championship. It is the pinnacle for fighters in Alexandria, and I want you to be among them. As you may have heard, circumstances forced us to close the arena's doors for a time, but the time is right to reopen them. Her Majesty's tragic passing has left our citizens disconsolate. By providing them with gripping entertainment, it's our hope to help them forget their cares for a while. If we are to accomplish that, however, it will not do to show them what they've seen countless times before. No, they need something new, someone new. And who better than he who not only protected our citizens from the king's army, but struck down the king himself. That was you, yes? I mean, I also struck down the queen. So it was. And so, for your strength and valor, the president of the Federation has marked you to be the Arcadians' next great star. Just imagine it. An upstart, the people's protector, arrives on the scene and challenges the Arcadians' mightiest to rise up as grand champion. What could be more gripping, I ask you? For your part, you will be naturally well compensated. Finest equipment Solution 9 has to offer awaits you after each and every victory. I dare say this has you enticed, but you can make up your mind right away. If you're keen to test your strength and win rich rewards, then come to the Arcadian, and at the end of this avenue, the attendant will show you in. With that, I bid you farewell for now. I shall look forward to a favorable response. Alrighty. M. Master Madam has been expecting you. If you follow me, I will take you to him. We're in the green room. There's a new little zone. You came. By this, I take it you'll fight in the Arcadion. Allow me to be the first to welcome you into the fold. Now then, I shall explain to you. Look like you've got some fight in you, I suppose. Still, can only be so strong without being a soul shifter. You wouldn't last long against any of us. Aren't you just a treat? Look forward to meeting you on stage. You're a puny candle before my roaring flame. Make it to me and I'll blast you out of the ring. Those are some of the fighters you'll face. They're all characters, as you can see, but I hope you do not take offense to their words. Consider their way of welcoming you. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, as I've mentioned, the Ascension Arcadia Championship is a fighting competition. The realm's mightiest duke it out in the bid to become the grand champion. I've no doubt that all Alexandrians will be captivated by your journey as a challenger and cheer you on as you fight your way up the ranks. And speaking of ranks, the fighters of the Arcadian are divided into 3 tiers: light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight. The ultimate objective is to become the undisputed champion in all the tiers and thereby rise up as the grand champion. As a rookie, your campaign begins in the light heavyweight tier, where you must defeat your 3 rivals ranked therein. Goodness gracious me, I forgot to mention the most important thing. The Arcadian has its own repository of Pharaoh souls, which our fighters utilize in battle. So potent are these souls, they alter the fighter's very forms. Lest you wonder, it's the potency of these souls employed that separates the championship's 3 tiers. Sure. Now I'm given to understand you do not use a regulator. Even when you face the king, you do not rely on souls of any kind. It's most impressive indeed. Be that as it may, it would be egregiously unfair for you to compete with naught to balance the scales. Fortunately, here at the Arcadian, we also have the souls of former champions in storage. We use them to create allies to fight alongside you. So there's how we get our raids. And to make sure they work with you like a well-oiled machine, we draw upon your memories to fine-tune their appearance and abilities to your liking. Like the arcane manifestations of Galul Jaja. Such marvelous magics exist in your world? Intriguing. Electrope is the medium employed here, but I dare say it's similar in bringing forth a temporary simulacrum. And for the purposes of evening the odds, I believe 7 of these simulacra would suffice. What do you think? Let's go with 24. Using souls for entertainment is wrong. I expect you might harbor reservations about the use of souls. Those who hail from outside the barrier often do. So I have a proposal, an additional incentive, if you will. For each victory you claim, I shall release the souls of those who fought beside you. You, my friend, will be the star who brings fresh change to the Arcadion. So what say you? Are you willing to fight under those terms? I guess. I mean, you should... They should be done with this whole souls thing altogether. Excellent. Now, I would tell you more about the Arcadion, but let's save it for after your first bout. After all, it'll be pointless if you end up losing straight away. Excuse me. With that, I officially welcome you as a fighter of the Arcadion. When you are ready to take to the arena, you need but say the word. Sure. Madam gazes at you expectantly. You ready then? Excellent. Rest assured, I'll be here to guide you in the beginning. Now I shall introduce you to the first opponent. Pray look at the monitor. This here is Black Cat, feared as the Claw in the Dark. That's right, she's the one who took your measure earlier. Still a wicked herself. You'd be wise not to underestimate her. She has a real talent and is expected to go far. Her feral soul is Kathpalug, a terrible feline said to have pushed a legendary hero to its limits. With its power, she becomes unimaginably nimble, and her very claws can rend steel. You need to keep your wits about you. Now, you should know that the ring is uniquely configured to complement the fighting style of your foes. This is in order to provide the audience with a spectacle. After all, we're first and foremost in the business of entertainment. On a similar note, I should mention that I'm also the commentator for the matches, leaving me to squeeze every drop of excitement out of your fight. Now then, you best see to your preparations, and you emerge victorious in your debut. Alrighty. AAC Light Heavyweight M1. Alrighty. Let's start the raid. At Madam's invitation, you have entered the Ascension Arcadia Championship, a competition in which the greatest fighters of Alexandria face off in a bid to become Grand Champion. Yet your opponents wield feral souls to augment their strength, so you in turn must use the simulacra of past warriors to balance the scale. Your debut match is against Black Cat, a fellow rookie harnessing the power of Kathpalug. And if you are to seize victory against the feline foe, you shall need to be agile indeed. It's 85, we're plenty beyond that. Let's queue on up. It's the Sky Ruin weapon. You need to meld some materia up. I don't think I'm quite ready. I think I'm gonna go through the raids once, just as it is, and then take a look at something like the balance to see if there's anything of particular interest from the drops, to see if they're likely going to be a good item or not. Now, what do we have that has spell speed on it? This says piety. So the coat's probably something that we can look at changing. Gloves have spell speed. And bracelet has spell speed. So the two. Gloves and bracelet are probably the big ones to think about changing. Alright, Claw in the Dark. Blind Attempt. Very, very much not story related so far. You can argue that some of it, oh look, we got cardboard cutouts. All right. Got a Viper. Do we have a... Look like an Astro as the other healer.
A rookie on the rise with razor sharp claws. The ferocious feline, Black Cat!
Not quite the voice I had from Metam. No Picto, interesting. I should look at putting a plate together. Write this down slightly.
I hope you're ready to be ripped to shreds.
Our challenger's first opponent, Black Cat. Can they hold their own against our feline ferocity?
Auto raid wide.
I sharpen these just
One,
for
two,
you.
paw.
A vicious blow! Oh, that'll leave a mark.
Okay.
Beautifully dodged.
Can you dodge this, I wonder?
Seems like just an X, and then another, and into here. Fairly straightforward. Making biscuits.
Try this. These claws rendle.
Okay.
Here it comes. Black Cat's lithe and lethal maneuver.
Okay. Bump, bump, bump. Oh, damn. Okay.
My ring! Please bear with us while we repair the ring.
Going up.
Oh, so that knocks you over into a specific spot. So this is saying I'm knocked into a safe spot. And it knocks in, it also breaks the ring a little bit. Okay, interesting. Only got 2 squares that are unbroken. Okay, anti-knockback works. Bloody Scratch is the AoE. Fully repaired. That first thing that was
Guts you like a cunt.
knocking, okay. Walk, and then over there, and then here, and then there, and then there, and then here. Seems like I can just run here. So she doesn't head back. Gonna head over there and then this way, so I think it's this side. Oh, okay, interesting. I thought you would have turned.
Even I felt that one. Oh, but the challenger's still standing.
Probably can get that mouser. Okay, so this has 1 hit on it. That has 2 hits on it. This does not have 2 hits on it.
To me, echo of my soul.
Copycat.
They're back on their feet. What grit?
Another one of these. Up. Now that person's dead. Because they tried to adjust at the end.
Oh dear, the challenger's fallen out of the ring.
Oh, that wasn't too early. Okay, good.
They're still in it, but for how long?
To me, echo of
Got another copycat there. Okay, there. So just run into here immediately. To paw this side, into that side. Leaping 1-2 paw, it's the same thing that we saw before. Leaping Black Hat Crossing. So here.
Amazing! The challenger saw straight through it!
Cool. Pretty fun fight. Though not terribly interesting. Well, I shouldn't say not terribly interesting. The floor breaking mechanic is cool.
The match is decided! Victory goes to the challenger!
I do like the the voiceover. And it seems like the voiceover is dynamic to the... Ooh, we got a...
It's all over. Until next time.
I'm just going to pass on everything else till I figure out which ones I actually want. And we'll give it to the Astro. I liked the floor breaking mechanic. I liked the knockback into floor break. Yeah, from there we're going to bail out. Somebody already won the orchestrion. Bravo, bravo. You were simply magnificent out there. President's eye for talent is as keen as ever. So now that you have your first victory under your belt, I should tell you more about the Arcadion. The championship traces its roots to a time in Alexandria, long before the coming of the Turali people. It was very different in the beginning, though, with matches pitting recreated simulacra against each other. That's right, the very same that fought at your side. But with the advent of soul-derived resuscitation, battles to the death between living combatants became the norm, and all without any actual deaths. The contest evolved once more after Zeralja was made king. It is he who proposed the use of feral souls to enhance one's flesh, leading to the technology for it being devised. So it was that combatants took on the power and likeness of beasts, and the audience experienced newfound heights of excitement. However, when Zeralja raised the banners of war to embark on his conquest, all feral souls were reserved for the army's use. We had no choice but to suspend operations at the Arcadion. What happened afterwards, I believe you know. Having gone mad, the king was vanquished by your hands, and shortly thereafter, our beloved queen was taken from us. Though we are thankfully safe now, sadness and uncertainty darkens our hearts. Some may think it in poor taste to resume the championship now of all times. It's now most of all that the people need cheering up. And as I mentioned when we first spoke, we wish to help them forget their cares. See how the audience roared when you, the upstart challenger, triumphed over our rising rookie? capture their imaginations, and I hope you will continue to do so. Can't believe I lost to someone who wasn't even using a feral soul. What are you? Damn it all, I can't leave things like this. Hey, would you mind if I watched you for a while? Don't worry, I don't have any hard feelings. I'm just curious, that's all. Or what you can do. Be my guest. What you gotta say, Black Cap? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be watching you quietly. As fickle a feline, that one. As fickle as a feline, that one. I do hope you won't hold against her. Deep down, she has a good heart. Always go for the crit. Madam would introduce you to your next opponent. Before we talk about that, let me finish my thoughts on the fight. I think it was fine. I think the floor break mechanic was cool. Similar in ways to Cloud of Darkness from E9, E10, one of the Edens. But here you also have some leeway on which floors get broken, which I wonder if that... Well, you don't really want to break them, but I wonder if... Because the first time that it went through, there were still 2 floors remaining that weren't touched at all, if I counted correctly. So I wonder if there's going to be like some kind of mechanic where you need to set up which of the floors that you're getting, that you're leaving untouched are there, because there's going to be some arena-wide attack that breaks everything or reduces the durability of all floors by half. And since every other floor would already be gone or reduced by half, there would only be the 2 remaining that weren't touched, so that you... And you'll have to like position where it is, because maybe there'll be like some floor puddle or something that's going to come up there. That could be interesting. A lot of the other mechanics were pretty straightforward. You know, your left, rights, your protean positions, your, you know, the leap to move where that thing ends up being. Copycat could make some of that a little more interesting by combining the 2 of them together, but there probably needs to be a little bit more for it to be an interesting Savage. Then I'm going to introduce you to your next opponent. I wonder if the, you know, there was the, it kind of was Devour-esque. I wonder if it's going to be a little more Devour-like. Though having a Devour on the very first Savage raid might be a little much. And I'm going to introduce you to the next opponent. Although unexpected company has appeared, let us focus on the match ahead. Allow me to introduce you to your next opponent. This is Honeybee Lovely, the darling of the Arcadion. As you can doubtlessly guess, she utilizes the soul of a bee, an extremely venomous one at that. But rather than her poison, you should be wary of her ability to charm all before her. For in addition to her winsome charm, which serves her well as a songstress, she can produce the pheromones of a queen bee to enthrall even her foes. Those who fall under her spell delight in the torment she unleashes upon them. Which is why the audience will be spectating via special contraptions cloaked in holograms. It wouldn't do to have hundreds of people be enthralled. In short, there's nothing lovely about her. Despite what she may claim, you're in for a bad time. Be that as it may, I have faith that you'll prevail. Now sally forth and show us your mettle. What a wild ass song going on in the background. Match 2 for the AAC light heavyweight title. No, not return to solution 9. Meant to go to the other one. What do you have to say, Black Cat? See how you hold up this time without a feral soul? Here's all our soul cells. I couldn't tell if the text ended up matching Honeybee whatever. Honeybee Lovely, I can't remember. We did get about 60 of the aesthetics. You should be fine with not overcapping. I think I was working on Dragoon gear last I checked. Light heavyweight match 2. Oh, I forgot to change the portrait. Alright, we've got a segmented floor. Almost looks like a clock.
This starlet with a sting, the adorable but deadly, sweet but poisonous, Honeybee Lovely.
Oh, it's the Scathak. The Scathak rig. Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear.
The Honeybee Lovely show has begun.
Let's put on a lovely a show for the audience.
Right, she said, honey, be lovely.
Submit to your lovely queen.
Probably a donut?
Beautifully dodged.
Beeline. Yeah, that's the indicator from Fabrizio.
That'll leave a mark.
Seems like it again. Kind of weird to just do it back to back.
Hope you're ready for me to steal your heart.
Be live, okay.
Now to savor the sweet still.
Alright, so I've got 3 hearts above me.
Oh, she's definitely feeling your love.
Love me Tinder.
Can the challenger resist the irresistible? I know I can't.
Interesting. So I have 2 of them. I bet you I don't want 3.
Her charms were not to be denied.
I'll make you mine.
Make Shiva circles. Kiss. Yeah, they got hit. So that's why. Yeah, and then they've got like a million dot.
A little taste and make it interesting.
So it's her stinger with poison. Oh, the line AoE. And we've got poison baubles.
Here comes her fearsome venom strike!
No hard feelings if I kill you?
It's a donut. This looks like a good spot.
What? Oh, you're kidding me. It didn't work? B is for brilliant.
Swarm of honeybees.
Honeybee has changed her routine.
Ooh, what a delightful battle this is.
A little wider than. Was expecting.
Getting started.
Okay, so here's back to the hearts mechanic.
Who's my obedient little bee?
Oh, I barely missed those. Oh, I got hit.
Your support means the world to me, everyone.
Nobody got outlived that. Yeah, I was looking to see if I could OB there, but I could not.
B is substrate you to a bloody pulp.
Try to stay on the outside a little bit more.
The Honeybee Lovely Show has begun.
Let's put on a lovely show for the audience. Submit to your lovely queen.
Beautifully dodged.
Align.
A vicious blow. Oh, that'll leave a mark.
Hope you're ready for me to steal your heart.
Now to savor the sweet sting of Honeybee's charms. Oh, she's definitely feeling your love. Can the challenger resist the irresistible? I know I can't.
So I'm gonna try and stay with only one on me this time. Nobody's got 3, that's good.
I'll make you mine. Is everyone having a good time? ways to make it interesting.
And there's the line AoE. Then I think I can sit like right here.
Here comes her fearsome venom strike!
No hard feelings if I kill you? What? Oh, you kidding me? It didn't work? B is for brilliant.
What's this? Honeybee has changed her routine!
A little bit further out. That should be
Ooh,
fine.
what a delightful battle this is. We're just getting started. Who's my obedient little bee?
I am not getting in. All right, let's take a look here.
Alas, her charms were not to be denied.
Your support means the world to me, everyone.
Even I felt that one. Oh, but the challenger's still standing.
B is for break you to a bloody pulp.
There's a B. There's a B. Here. Here. Yeah. Hey, line AoE.
What a clash! Neither side is willing to yield.
Alright, if you want to stay over there, go for it.
Oh my! The challenger went down hard. They're back on their feet. What creativity!
Dot damage is pretty high for some of that stuff.
The match is decided. Victory.
I think if you focus on the dodge, it's not terrible. But as a healer, your job is to make sure everyone stays alive and correct everyone's mistakes. So, you typically can't only focus on yourself. I think the samurai did fine. It's your job to be there to save everyone and also be perfect. So it's a little bit harder. Here's something else. What a performance that was. I knew you could do it, my friend. I think you actually managed to take Honeybee down. You're the real deal. With this victory, you're now eligible to challenge the reigning champion of the light heavyweight division. As eager as I am to see you claim the crown, it'll take some time to make arrangements for the match. While you wait, why not find yourself a second? It is someone who supports you by gathering information about your opponents and giving advice on your training. Wait, if you need a second, then please let me do it. Those who lose aren't allowed to fight for a while, so I'm free. Above all, I'd like to see the person who defeated me defeat everyone else too. As an active fighter, I suppose you would know your opponents better than most. If him's willing, then I certainly wouldn't object. I don't see why not. You won't regret this. Now, if I'm to be your second, you ought to know my real name. I'm Yana. Look forward to working together. I wish they would lean a little more into this being like wrestling. Young though she is, Yana's a certified fighter of the Arcadion. With her knowledge of your opponents, I believe she is a sound choice for your second. Let's head to my gym. It's been messy, but it's far more comfortable than this dreary old place. As you seem to have everything well in hand, I will excuse myself. I shall see you again when it's time for the match. Yana is keen for a change of scenery. It's got a baby Mikote. Alright, then follow me. The gym isn't too far from here. I didn't read the was going for Honeybee. Laughter. Hey, aren't you M, the fighter who doesn't use a regulator? Not only fight but win without using a feral soul. Absolutely amazing. I'll be cheering for you from now on. Indeed, I was so surprised when I saw you in the ring. You're the hero who protected us from the soldiers. I've been your biggest fan ever since. You'll win your next match too, I just know it. You heartless fiend! How dare you embarrass our sweet honeybee like that? I hate you. Enjoy this feeling while you can, new blood. You'll be begging for mercy come your next match. My, the fans are quite riled up today. I understand the need to let out your frustration, but I wish they could find more productive ways to use that energy. But dude, excuse me, I'm something of a storyteller, and I have a keen interest in seeing how this championship unfolds. You have a moment? I would love to ask you a few questions. Wait, you're Black Cat. What are you doing keeping company with the bloke who just beat you? That's probably why you lost. You don't have any pride. I'd rather watch your sister fight than to put on a show like Wicked Thunder. This is never ending. Let's get out of here. Looks like we managed to slip away. Come on, the gym's just over here. So I wanted to read what M2 said. Oh, damn. Oh, wait, no. This is correct. This is correct. Having bested Black Cat, you prepare to face your second opponent, Honeybee Lovely. With the pheromones of a queen bee and the charm of a songstress, she enthralls her foes before finishing them with deadly venom. If you are to resist her charms, you must steel yourself for a captivating confrontation. Gotta remember it. Reading that before we go into the next one. Here it is. Tri-Tails Training, home of the Alexandria's finest fighters. That being said, I'm the only one here at the moment. It's also my actual home. The first floor is where I live, and the basement is where I train. Now don't be shy. Go on in and make yourself comfortable. Pleasure to meet you, mister. My name's Niyuni. Thank you very much for looking after my sister. Thinking from knocking me out, are you? Anyway, you may have pieced it together. I have two sisters. But they're gone now. Our parents were originally from Tyrol. They happened to be in Yassilani when the dome appeared and loved being trapped. They took up work as hunters, but they were always opposed to regulators and never wore them. One day they went out and never came back. Truth be told, I became interested in you because you reminded me of our parents. Like them, you're averse to using souls. We, on the other hand, don't see much of a problem with the practice. So at our sister's urging, we started wearing regulators after mother and father died. It's only because they weren't using regulators when they passed that we can still remember them. We're better for worse off for it, I can't say. I was too little to understand what happened, and I've heard the story from my sisters. So when I see you fight, I can't help but feel anxious. I say this knowing your stance, but won't you consider wearing regulators in the matches? If only to revive yourself should the worst come to pass? No. I'm afraid you can't change people's minds when it comes to soul use. Niyuni, it's a question of culture and upbringing. It's not a question of culture and upbringing. You're weird. Rather than talk about such things, we should celebrate. Won 2 championship matches by now, M. This calls for drinks. We've only got energy tonics, but the gesture that counts, right? You're celebrating even though you lost? So after that, after what that delightful fan said outside earlier, imagine you're curious about my sister. Her name's Eutrope. She rose to be a top contender in the heavyweight division. She became a fighter to look after me and Nayuni, first and foremost, but it turned out she was great at it. Hardly surprising, I suppose. She always excelled at anything she set her mind on. She was natural to combat. On top of that, she mastered how to wield Electro. Hold on, I've just the thing. Yeah, that doesn't seem... Next opponent? That must be what it's saying. Wicked Thunder was her ring name. She harnessed the Levensteed Soul in conjunction with Electro... Oh, like harnessed the Ixion? And could shapeshift to adapt to her enemies in battle. I'm confident enough in what I can do. Eutrope herself taught me how to fight, but I could never emulate her fighting style. Thing is, she just disappeared one day without saying a word to us. Could she have died? She was so close to being immortalized too. Is that what the simulacrum? Right, you wouldn't know. All Arcadion fighters retire young. Their soul transfiguration is just too much of a burden on the body. Those who fight at the age of 20 are immortalized in the Ascension Arcadia Hall of Fame. This comes with the privilege of moving to the luxury residences of Everkeep's upper level, where they can live out their days in comfort. How far upper? Eutrope threw all that away when she vanished. I just can't wrap my head around why. Well, I guess they remember her name, so she's not dead. But that's enough reminiscing for now. Can't be long now before your next match, so let's head back to the Arcadion. Good luck, Em, and please be careful. A lot of folks hanging out over here. Seems like it's where the end quest is. How far away are we? We're all the way over here. We need to go this way. Here we go, Em. I'll do my best to support you as your second. Yana's excitement is palpable. If you win this next fight, you'll become champion of the light heavyweight division. Give it everything you've got. There's 4 tiers, or 4 fights per tier. Right, let's take a look at your opponent. The other guy that we saw. That there, I got to say, is the reigning light heavyweight champion, Brute Bomber. Oh, he's got a bomb avatar. He uses the might of the Bomb King to ignite all that he touches. That'll be the least of your worries. He's a dirty fighter who'll do anything and everything to win. Rules be damned. Countless of his opponents have had to had to be carried to the infirmary. But you'll be fine, I'm sure of it. Bested me, you can best the Brute Bomber too. But go and blast that loathsome loud out of his own ring and come back here the new champion. AAC Light Heavyweight Match 3 now accessible. I believe in you, M. Blast the Brute Bomber out of his own ring and become champion. Alrighty. What do we have here? Time has come for your title match against the Brute Bomber, who wields the explosive power of a Bomb King. Yet he did not become champion by playing by the rules, and if you are to bring this despised heel low, you must be prepared to face all that he may bring to bear. Okay, so seems like a smaller arena. Cage match. Fire all around. Seems like it could be interesting. Boom, 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 boom. Thing to extract. Nothing. I was thinking to myself, they have television and they have obviously a way to record something and play back a recording because they played the next opponent for Wicked Thunder. So it can't simply be regulators that erase memories. You have to also erase any and all recordings and have that all be, you know, handled in a centralized location. Lots of circles. Like the arena though, and the crowd standing on the outside. The wacky inflatable tube men in the back. We have a Picto here, a Paladin, a Dark Knight.
Tonight he explodes in the ring once more. The man you love to hate with a fiery passion, the Brute Bomber!
I don't know, is this, yeah, I don't know the rig. Double weight mage, okay.
The Brute Bomber has muscled his way into the ring!
Impact, auto, raid wide. Psst. Come on, fella. Little lariat, so that side. A little bit larger than just half the arena. Got a concussion because they got hit by it. Murderous Mist. Bunch of knockbacks. Fire spin. They say he cheats. I wonder what that means. Short fuses and long fuse.
Oh my! The challenger went down hard.
Lariat again. Alright. Short fuse and long fuse.
Don't mind me. Throat a bit parched.
Taking something. Oh. Performance enhancing compound is amplifying physical strength. Damage dealt is increased.
The referee, the scoundrel. No more distractions.
Oh yeah, combo. I guess is run across. Yes.
A vicious throw. Oh, that'll leave a mark.
Side. How are you still getting hit by that? Up this side again.
I can't lose. I won't.
Stay on this side.
And they're done. Is it over already?
Oh, thank God.
Beautifully dodged. They're back on their feet. What crit? Even I felt that one. Oh, but the challenger's still standing.
Behind.
They're still in it, but for how long?
Okay, spin. Let's look. This side. Alrighty. Here. Sucks. Other side. What's this? Oh, this is just do this. Behind.
What power? Looks like someone isn't holding back.
Just like I said earlier, the healer's job to be perfect. No one else remembers all the 70 DPS deaths. But if I would have died, everyone would have remembered.
The match is decided! Victory goes to the challenger. It's all over. Until next time.
Give it to the paladin. Zero comms, by the way. You did it. You really did it. Even though you beat me, I'm absolutely over the moon for you. It's truly astonishing what you can do without a feral soul. With this, you're now the light heavyweight champion. Congratulations, Em. Now there's going to be a ceremony to officially crown you champion. All and sundry will be watching, so make sure you wear something you won't regret. Are you ready? Let's get you on the stage for your big moment. My fellow citizens, we are gathered to recognize a new champion in the Arcadion, a rising star who shot to the top of the light heavyweight division at breakneck speed. Without further ado, I please give a warm welcome to the man of the hour, the unstoppable upstart, the unenhanced but unbeatable, the one and only M. Kostler. Hold it right there. Victory was a farce. I refuse to accept it. Oh my, it appears Brute Bomber is unsatisfied with the outcome of his match. Fought with 8 of you. How's that fair? Let's settle a one-on-one, just you and me. You're gonna use a feral soul still? You wanted to talk about fair? If it's supposed to be one-on-one, fight without your bloody bomb king. Shut your mouths, I make the rules here. What in the world just happened? Ooh. You trope. I don't believe it. Wicked Thunder, the heavyweight fighter who suddenly vanished, has returned. I will have your soul. Prepare yourself. What's this? Wicked Thunder just challenged the unstoppable upstart. Alas, as much as I wish to bear witness to their clash, Wicked Thunder's license was revoked upon her disappearance. I'm unable to sanction such a match. Intriguing, most intriguing. This voice it's the president. I will allow a special exhibition match. Prepare Wicked Thunder's ring and prepare yourself, upstart. You heard it, folks. By permission of the president, a match will be held. Who will emerge the victor? Neoteric witch or uninherent warrior? This is an event you cannot afford to miss. Yana wears a pensive expression. Trope, where have you been? Why have you come back now? I'm sorry, it's just I wasn't prepared to see my sister like that. It's a shame your big moment was spoiled. Now that the match's been decided, there's nothing for it but to prepare. As a former heavyweight fighter, you Trope's more than cut above everyone you've faced thus far. Even so, having seen how quickly you climbed up the ranks to become champion, I reckon you're far from overmatched. As Naomi mentioned, you Trope, or rather, Wicked Thunder, harnesses the Levensteed's soul and employs Electrope in battle. Her ring is a recreation of an imaginary city designed to allow her the full use of her powers. Her bouts are notoriously so dangerous that there isn't even a seating section for spectators. While she's my sister, I'm your second. So go out there, Em, and win this. Alrighty. In the midst of your crowning ceremony, you are challenged by none other than the electrifying Wicked Thunder, sister of Yana and former heavyweight fighter of fame. The Ascension Arcadia president has authorized a special exhibition match for this thunderous clash, and now the realm waits with bated breath, wondering who will emerge victorious, the unstoppable upstart or the neoteric witch. Cool, cool, cool. Boom, 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 boom. Interesting. Just a bunch of Electrope. It's supposed to be an imaginary city. I'm sure it'll change at some point.
Wielding both magic and machina, she's a witch for a new age, the wondrous Wicked Thunder!
Sure. Xanarkand, or is it the place in FF9? Can't really tell.
This is nothing personal, but I must have your soul.
This is the voice actress for Lim Lane. Sideways Spark. This is it Zeus, which is weird. Sure. Okay, we've got okay, so she's doing sideways over there. So what are you doing? You're doing sideways that way?
Electrope has many uses. Watch and learn.
Some weird satellite thing.
Her skills are as sharp as ever.
Can't really tell how you would know which side that was going to be on. Threefold blast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Wow, that's really fast. 1, 2, 3.
Amazing! The challenger saw straight through it!
Take this! If one needs wings, one needs simply make them.
Wings.
Wings! Ha! A wickedly divine!
Pitching flight. Okay, sure. That was straightforward. Shit. Hopefully there's not a a double tank buster.
How's this?
That side, this side, and this side, and this side.
And they're done! Is it over already? They're still in it! But for how long?
Wicked Jolt seems to be like a tank buster. Here's this thing. I still don't really know how I'm supposed to know. Five foot blast. Backside. forward, back, back, forward. Back, forward, back, back, forward. Wings again. Wings were just line AoEs. That's really fast. Okay, what is this? Both doing bewitching flight. So here and here. Cool. Now, how to fucking figure out which ones are blowing up. So this one's blowing up and the back's blowing up. These two. And that one. Jesus, that's fast.
Even I felt that one. Oh, but the challenger's still standing.
Saying Wrath of Zeus is so weird. Because I'm trying to think if there's a Final Fantasy that has a Zeus. I mean, obviously there's Ramu. But also calling it an imaginary city, it could be referencing IRL.
Oh my! The challenger went down hard. They're back on their feet. What grit?
Seems like it's always
I'll erase you.
just that half. Okay, so I wasn't just not seeing something. There's just nothing to see.
How are you still standing?
What happened with the pick though? I wonder if it was
I cannot! I must not lose!
oh, here this has directional disregard. That's interesting. So they talked about that in the
Just die already!
they talked about it in the patch notes. Hello? Is she gonna freaking stop? Seems like that's a no.
Your soul!
I don't have any more fucking mana. Why the hell would you use that? On an LB instead of like a tank LB in this situation.
No choice but to withdraw.
Is it when we're gonna fight her again?
In a shocking turn of events, Wicked Thunder has fled the ring! Our unstoppable upstart is victorious!
Could just be Alexandria with all the lightning in the background.
It's all over. Until next time.
18. We'll give it to the Sage. You're safe, thank goodness. If you'd actually triumph, it seems you have the stuff to succeed even in the upper divisions. I was hoping to have a word with you, Trope, but you disappeared again. There's nothing else to do for now, so let's head back to the gym. I think the fight was cool. It would have been a little more interesting if you had to decide on which side you were gonna run to. But I'm sure that's something they can do with Savage. The mechanics didn't really feel, at least that we saw, they didn't really feel that much weirder than what we've seen before. Like, I wasn't really surprised. The only fight so far that I was really surprised on by like a new mechanic was the second fight. Not wanting to get 3 stacks of the heart debuff so that you don't get stunned. That's pretty obviously going to require some interesting mechanics in Savage, or going to lead to some interesting mechanics in Savage on deciding who takes what and whatnot. It'll probably end up being just a play on, you know, thrice comes ruin. I think obviously she can, when she manifests her clones, the clones can be different types of clones. So having to deal with those different patterns. But I'm not really sure there's a ton weird or interesting in that raid tier. Other than like I said, the second fight. We'll have to see when Savage comes around. The Union will have watched the fight at home. Wonder what you thought of, well, everything. Come on, let's head in. I'm relieved you're unharmed, Em. What a shock it was to see you trope again and in that manner. What did I have for a voice? I don't think I really decided. I just said something. What are you doing here? Well, no matter. I'm not here to fight you, but talk to my sisters. Good, because we have a mountain of questions for you. Why'd you disappear without a word? Where exactly have you been doing all this time? I'll explain everything in due course. You want to live, Yana? You need to give up fighting right now. What? Why? Because if you repeatedly transfigure your flesh into a feral soul, you eventually develop psychonecrosis. Psychonecrosis. Irreversible disease where your own soul degrades. Once it's begun, it's too late. You lose await death, like me. This can't be true. I knew there were risks, but isn't that why fighters are immortalized? So we can get out before it's too late? Yeah, of course. Yana, have you ever met one of the immortalized? Life of comfort promised their retirement is just a lie woven to exploit us and cover up our deaths. But I remember them all. How can that be if they're dead? Rather than new homes, the fighters are taken to a secret facility. There, their regulators are removed, and they are kept in confinement until they die. Without the regulators fitted, Everkeep's systems have no way of detecting their death, nor of preserving their memory. I noticed changes to my body, so I decided to seek counsel of the immortalized. When I snuck into the president's office to ascertain their whereabouts, I discovered the sordid truth. I feared I would become another victim if I remained, so I disappeared and began searching for a cure to my illness. Did you find one? I did. I gotta kill this motherfucker. In theory, the remedy is another person's soul, but an ordinary one won't do. No, it has to be surpassingly dense. Like yours, I bear you no ill will, but you're my only hope of survival. I mean, I'm not gonna die for you. Can you die for me? Rather than ambush you in the city and cause a disturbance, I challenge you in the ring, certain I would claim my prize. I knew the president wouldn't pass by the opportunity for a thrilling match. I'd become weaker than I realized. That's the only reason we're having this conversation now. Next time I will have your soul. Wait, Utro. Even if it's to save yourself, you just can't take the soul of another. It isn't right. We do it all the time. That's easy for you to say. You don't live with the knowledge that every single moment your soul is being eaten away. Forgive my intrusion. I've come to see how you were faring after your sister's sudden appearance. I fear I overheard something most distressing. So you didn't know either? Despite your position in Ascension Arcadia? Had I known, I assure you, I would not commentate with such enthusiasm. It was in the belief that our fighters were safe that I enjoyed my work. There's only one thing to do. Make the truth public and stop the fights. I don't want anyone else to suffer. Oh no, that's the worst thing we could possibly do. The president shows no mercy to those who get in his way. Should we go public with his secret, no one will be safe. Not you or me or any of the fighters. If Eutropus kept silent, I suspect, is because she understood this. I suppose you're right. In hindsight, it's because he's such a ruthless man that he should cover up the disease. I believe we have but one recourse. You must rise to the very summit of the Arcadion and become the Grand Champion. You see, the Grand Champion is granted access to all the souls in our repository, and while it wouldn't be the intended purpose of this privilege, you would be at liberty to release them. Thus, getting rid of all feral souls left, the fighters would no longer be at risk. With the skill you displayed thus far, I have faith you can do it. That was my intention anyway. Good. Now we're gone on suspension if I linger too long, so I should take my leave if you'll excuse me. As you recall, I can't fight in any matches for a while. Given what I know, it's just as well. I'll of course continue to support you as best I can. At the same time, the Union and I will undertake our own search for a cure of psychonecrosis. There has to be a way to save our sister without sacrificing you, or anyone else for that matter. Be honest, I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything. Put on a brave face for Nayuni's sake, but the truth is I'm still terrified. Really glad to have you with us in this. This has to be more than just a fighting competition, but for the sake of our goal, we'll have to go along with it. So come and find me here when it's time to begin your cruiserweight campaign. Ah, there is our new light heavyweight champion. I've been most eager to talk to you, my friend. I believe a proper introduction is in order. My name is Gabbro, and I am a cartoonist. That is, a storyteller in the medium of art. Most of my works are inspired by the battles of the Arcadion, and I'd love nothing more than to chronicle your journey of the unstoppable upstart. I still have a few preparations to attend to, but as soon as that is finished, I should be most obliged to hear your tales. That's the Savage unlock, almost certainly. Gabbro's works are tremendously popular in Solution 9, and the fact that he wants to make a story about you is proof of your own popularity. You could do worse than have a chat with him. Cool. I don't know, I guess I go tenacity. Cool. Here's Gabbro. I was hoping you would stop. Sorry. I was hoping you'd stop by. I'm afraid I've yet to complete my preparations. Forgive me, but I must ask that you wait a touch longer. Cool. Huh. Let me look over the fights again. Fight 1, I think, was pretty interesting. I like the floor breaking mechanic. I think that obviously can lead to some interesting things in Savage. I really liked the attack that knocked you up into, and you would land on a floor, and you needed to make sure that you chose one with durability left, so that you didn't fall through the floor and die. The prowling attack, I think, can lead to some interesting things, especially if you have like a copycat going on. But I think everything else in that fight was pretty straightforward. I think match 2 was clearly the most interesting and normal. I talked about it already, but essentially the thrice come ruin mechanic of getting your heart stolen can obviously lead to some very interesting things for deciding who takes what mechanic to maybe make it so that it's not so set in stone on tanks, healers, or supports, or light parties, or stuff like that. It was also very hectic. So a lot of individual responsibility for dodging stuff like that. Typically, I shouldn't really say typically, because I don't have a ton of Savage experience. I've just done Endwalker. I haven't gone back and done any of the other Savages. So how much just sort of individual dodging you have in Savage as opposed to sort of the group dance that you normally see is, I don't know whether they would just change it, get rid of the individual responsibility stuff. I think the whole Venom phase and the bringing on the bees and stuff as well was pretty cool. I think match 2 was pretty fun. Match 3, I think, can be cool. Yeah, this was very much the most like a wrestling match. The whole lariat thing going on was interesting, having to see which side he was coming across. But that's not that different than a lot of other mechanics that we've seen. The bombs were pretty cool. Plus the like multiple knockback thing. I didn't really get a good understanding of how that multi-knockback thing actually worked. If it seemed like a tower that you would have to take, but did that expand out? Did the knockback expand even if you were outside the tower, or only if you were in the tower did you end up getting knocked back? And if that's true, if that's not true, then like which one affects you if you aren't in the tower? Is it just the one that you're closest to? Because I imagine if when you're in the tower, you're only getting hit by the knockback emanating from that tower. But if you're not in the tower, are you getting hit by a combination? Does one end up taking priority over most of them? In normal, you have both times, or anytime that they've happened, you had plenty of time to surecast it. I was able to surecast both of them that I saw, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Anything else interesting? A decent amount of damage coming out. You know, every time that there's like a multi-hit thing, that's always fun from a healing perspective, because it means I get to use liturgy. I think that fight seemed like it could be okay. Fight 4. Fight 4 honestly felt like it had the least interesting things going on. I felt like every mechanic was something that we'd really seen before. It was just like a flashier or a gussied up version of it. You know, line AoEs, multi-line AoEs, half-room cleaves, shadow clones, having to read the shadow clones to see which half-room that you're supposed to be on. You know, Simon Says, front and back, cone things. I think if you have more ways that the arena can change would be interesting. But I am kind of disappointed that from here, we really only had circles and square arenas. Obviously, they're you know, different parts of the arenas would fall off and whatnot, but nothing like E7 or even EX3 had a more interesting arena than anything we've seen here. They could obviously change it for Savage, but from normal perspective, pretty straightforward. All of the mechanics were pretty straightforward. Like I'm thinking back to like EX3's like weird tether mechanic. That to me seems like the most interesting thing that I've seen. The tether mechanic plus the like gravity wall dodge that you had to do. Those seem like the most interesting mechanics I've seen so far in Dawntrail, other than maybe what's in M2. As far as the story goes, it's pretty obviously tournament arc kind of thing, or wrestling kind of thing going on. The first 3 very lightweight story. They definitely pour on the sort of inciting action in match 4 for why you should want to continue on with the raids. Music-wise, I think all 4 all 4 raids had different tracks, which is cool. Much better than what we saw in not Anabasios. What was the Asphodelos? Asphodelos was the same track 3 times, and then the 4th match had the same track across both the door boss and phase 2. As far as the music goes, I really liked track 4. Track 2 was fun. I couldn't really tell what was happening in track 3. I think 2, 3, and 4 all had lyrics. I can't remember if 1 had lyrics. I'll have to spend more time thinking about it, but I did really enjoy track 4. So that'll be something good to try and grind for, to try to pick that up. I think given what we knew about the raid series, we kind of knew that it was going to be pretty lightweight on story content, just given the subject matter of it being, we knew that it was going to be like an arena, a tournament kind of thing. So, and I shouldn't even say and, given that we're at the start of a new journey, because if you think back to, obviously Realm Reborn is a massive outlier with the Course of Bahamut being so story heavy, or so story heavy and story important. They all eventually become pretty story important, but Alexander, for the most part, the actual story of Alexander doesn't really go too far, other than, it doesn't really have a ton of impact on the rest of the game, other than obviously the whole time travel stuff with Alexander and being able to utilize Alexander as part of the Crystal Tower transportation. Stormblood's raids, the first tier's probably a lot like this tier. I'm trying to think, because it's kind of just like, oh, you go in there and you fight a bunch of things that Omega put together in, the virtual world of Omega, and you're kind of just trying to figure out what's going on with Omega. And you really don't get a lot of impactful story from the Stormblood raids until Alphascape, and then it just hits you like a truck. Shadowbringers is pretty story heavy throughout, dealing with the empty, and it's essentially the attempts at restoring the first. And as far as and you kind of immediately know that's what you're doing at the start here, even though it takes a while to get, introduce Gaia, tie it into the actual, creation of the Flood of Light, and tie it into the 13th and all that stuff. And then Endwalker, Asphodelos, you kind of already knew. Wait. It was almost straight up given away that, I shouldn't even say almost, it was given away that Themis is Elidibus, because of the end, the post-credit scene at the end of Endwalker 6.0, as you hear the voice actor. And they're talking tons about the words of La Habrea, and you get introduced to Erechthonios being the son of La Habrea, and so it's pretty heavily already tied into the story that has been going on, and it only gets deeper and deeper as you go further along. So I'd probably compare this most to Stormblood, which is what a lot of people compare Dawntrail to on the MSQ side as well, to Stormblood. But it feels very Deltascape-y in that you kind of are just doing something. You kind of just have these things that you're fighting. It's not like a whole-on nostalgia bait like Deltascape is. But you kind of only have a very limited... Well, I guess even in Stormblood you have a little more incentive because you've seen Omega and you have that stuff going around it. Here, I guess our incentive is trying to understand Alexandria more and trying to understand their use of souls and feral souls and their citizenry and all that kind of stuff. But it's a little... I think it's a little more of a looser thread than even something like Stormblood. Still enjoyed it, and I still think that Savage could be interesting, but it didn't really make me as excited as the optional dungeons and the trials and the EXs made me for like really trying to put the screws to the players. But we'll see. It's still meant to be done by casual players, so we'll see. But that's gonna be it. Just wanted to run through the raids, do a little voice along playthrough, and give my thoughts and opinions. Probably going to be another week or so before I get back on the wagon with Prog Reborn. There's still some stuff I want to do. Still want to be leveling up my my jobs on this on my main here to sort of prepare for Savage and stuff like that. Might end up, when I get back on the wagon with Prog Reborn, might end up doing fewer weekly streams so that I have more time to play on my main. But it's pretty fluid, as has been for a while. But thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the way out, I'd be greatly appreciative. If you'd like to know when I go live, you can always subscribe to the channel. Best and easiest way to get those go live notifications. But you can also join the community Discord, !Discord in the live chat on your way out. Gets you that Discord invite link. You can also find that link in the video description below, along with a ton of other links to mostly Prog Reborn related stuff, like my thoughts on patch 2.0 and 2.1, as well as the playlist for Prog Reborn. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.